Hello team, welcome to another ATP Geopolitics video with myself, Jonathan MSP. It's the Ukraine War Frontline update for the 25th of July 2024. If you don't know what the lines on my map mean, please check out the key. I haven't updated the deep state map lines yet, just done the Andrew Perpetua and Surrey maps lines, so I do apologise for that. Deep state map lines aren't on there today. Right, as you can see, there are no changes to the Kharkiv or the Luhansk front lines, Kupiansk to Svatova to Crimea. So that's interesting, a bit of quiet, although I only did an update late last night, so there might be some updates coming out later today. But at the moment, no changes that I'm aware of. If you want to get a distillation of the ISW, the Institute for the Study of War, daily report, that's on my website, atpgeo.utub.erg.ui. That's available in the description below. You can go on to the part here where it says ISW Daily Report AI Summary, where AI summarizes everything that's taken place to distill it into even more focused nuggets. But anyway, there isn't actually too much to report from either the ISW or some of the other sources. It's relatively, I'm not going to say quiet. There's no change in Bakhmut, for example, or Seversk. We do still see some gains for the Russians in the Pokrovsk direction. We're going to start actually in New York, where the Ukrainians have been pushed back a little bit at the base of that New York salient there. So here we have claims that the situation in Touretsk front during the last 4 days, Russian army captured some positions on the high ground southwest of the town there. Oops, that's going to be my map crashing. Here it is back again. So we'll look at the topography in that area, see if there's anything that we can notice of the area that the Russians have taken. If we look at the direction they're coming from, you can see it is a case of fighting uphill there. There's a bit of a dip as a kind of river bed there. It comes into play, and they appear to have got up on high ground, and that is a bit of a concern for the Ukrainians, that the high ground has not offered as much protection as they might have liked, and the Russians are up there moving along to the west now. So that's that area. Then we come along to the north of the what was the kind of Avdiivka sector, now the Pokrovsk region, where the Russians are making gains right across those areas there. Surat map says that the Russian army entered into Vovcha and captured most of it. In addition, troops advanced 2 kilometers west of Pokrovsk, reaching the southern outskirts of Ivnivka. Meanwhile, Russian forces continue increasing the area around Lozovatsky from the north and south. Okay, so what we have, one of the places that has been mentioned, so let's just talk about that Lozovatsky there. Most of that taking as according to Syriac maps. And then a little bit further to the south of there, but Pokrovsk as well. There's talk about being encircled there, probably in this area here, and the order hadn't been given for them to break out. So lots of people talking about this. This is Flash News reporting what Deep State said. At night, the fighters of the 31st Mechanized Brigade managed to break out the encirclement near Pokrovsk. According to Deep State, the brigade commander did not give the order to break through, so the personnel who were in the area put him in front of the fact. I don't know what that means. The guys will break through with a fight. So with the help of coordinated actions of artillery, aerial reconnaissance and allied forces fighters from the 1st and 3rd battalions, they're able to break out of the ring in full force. So that's lucky there. That does look like, I don't know if that's in this area, as opposed to down south of Pokrovsk. If you look at the map here, it's a bit difficult to work out, but you've got this road or railway curving around there, and it seems to be above that. I don't know if this is the curving railway around there and perhaps above that in that area. So it could be here that you had a breakout of the probably as the Ukrainians were holed up in that area there. Okay, then around Pokrovsk itself, the Russians moving down that railway line towards Vesely, and of Vesely there. The the Russians definitely having some joy in this area on a consistent basis. Further to the south, Andrew Perpetua has the Russians taking full control pretty much of Novoselivka, Persia. It's not, there it is. It doesn't render when you got pins near them. Novoselivka, Persia, I had to think about that. And yeah, maybe parts of the southeast are still in a grey zone according to Andrew Perpetua, but not according to Surat Maps. Full control over that seems to be what they think. And that is essentially the end of the gains in the Avdiivka area, with some smaller gains in Krasnohorivka further to the south, where the Russians have taken a few parts of a road, parts of a neighborhood in that area. Surat Maps says, over the last 5 days, the Russian army advanced northwest of Krasnohorivka, making the situation of the Ukrainian army in the central part of the town very difficult. The withdrawal towards the northern district has begun. So saying that the Ukrainians are withdrawing from there. Then as we come out of that area, no change to Mariinka at the moment. Novomikhailivka, which has been the scene of some pretty heavy fighting. We saw that huge attack that was apparently repelled. The Russians have been making this gain towards the Konstantinivka to Vuhledar road there, but no more gains today. And no change to the Velika Novosilka area. We do have a little bit of a change to the front line in Robotyne, just around between Novopokrovka and Verbove there. The Russian army continued taking control over the Ukrainian army. Fortifications southwest of Novopokrovka have been taken. So, yeah, a small bit of changes to somewhere that we haven't seen an awful lot of change for some time. Just one thing to mention, Surat Maps. I don't know if this is... yeah, that was from yesterday, actually. I don't know why that was on today's tweets. But they're talking about how up here they've got to within 6 kilometers. I said that yesterday, about 5.8 kilometers. I think it was between Pisychany and the Oskil River. And that is definitely a worry for the Russians. This is what the Surat Maps chappie said. Russian army made new advances west of Pisychany, and troops are now 6 kilometers from the Oskil River. In addition, a new Russian advance between Berestova and Novoselivka was made 1 week ago, and so that is there. So, yeah, something to watch out for that area, that's for sure. I do think that is a bit of a worry if they make it to the Oskil River. Right, that's the end of the update for today. Not a crazy amount happening, but still these consistent grinding gains on a daily basis in the Pokrovsk region does, I think, create a worry for the Ukrainians. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care. Speak soon. Toodle pips.